Hey friends, what's up? Phillip here with Points of Phillip, and I'm here because American Express has huge news that pretty much cements them as the top tier premium travel credit card, well, pretty much for all time, at least for the next couple of years. So they pretty much waited for Chase to shoot their shot, they waited for Citi to shoot their shot, and then everything gets announced. So we're going to break down everything that's going on with the American Express Platinum Card, and we're going to talk about the American Express Business Platinum Card as well. And so before we do that, I want to ask you guys to like and subscribe. Doing that helps me and YouTube know that what I'm doing is helpful for people like you, and by doing that in turn helps more people to view this content, so I really appreciate your help. Now, let's get into the American Express Platinum Card and why you should probably care. So first of all, the American Express Platinum Card is now $895 per year. And if you're planning on adding an additional authorized user to that card, that's going to be $195 per card, which honestly, so that didn't change, luckily, but the substantial increase is, it's $200 increase in the annual fee. However, the amount of benefits that are present with that is substantial. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to think about all of the incredible changes that have taken place with the Platinum Card. So first of all, the first credit that really is kind of the headline is the $600 in fine hotels and resorts, or the hotel collection. So this is one that we kind of long rumored, long expected was coming, but this is insane. So firstly, because so before today, so as of 11:59 p.m. last night, essentially it was only a $200 credit. So it was $200 per year. So it was relatively easy to use, though, because from one use, you can completely do that. You can use it to subsidize, your weekend kind of travel through American Express Travel. And I've used American Express Travel quite a bit, and it's been really good. Because, well, first of all, you can, with certain properties, you can actually add your loyalty number into them as long as it's part of the hotel collection or the fine hotels and resorts collection. And you actually get those membership points with that hotel loyalty program. But you also get your diamond benefits if you're Hilton, or your platinum elite benefits if you're Marriott, and things like that. And so this is actually really solid. Now, the change is that it's $600 per year, $300 for every 6 months. And so what I will be testing sometime in the next couple months is whether or not this applies to us living in the here and now. Because what my wife and I, we used our fine hotels and resorts credit in June, which means that it's, essentially it has been maxed out, but essentially what it's telling me on the back end of the app is that I have earned $0 of that $600 credit. And so what that presumably means is that I have $300 to use until the end of December, and then an additional $300 to use in January. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick the nicest place that's around me that I can do like a little mini staycation at, and then we are going to go nuts. And so that's going to be just an incredible opportunity for us. So that's kind of the biggie, right? And I have done videos talking about how to get value from fine hotels and resorts and the hotel collection. Pretty much, basically, in my experience, I've used it at, I've used the portal to book the Conrad in London St. James. I've also used the portal to book the Canopy in West Palm Beach and the Conrad in Fort Lauderdale. And so each one of those experiences, first of all, was amazing, but I was also able to use my, my elite benefits with Hilton, particularly, they're all Hilton properties. But more importantly, the rates on the American Express Travel site for the fine hotels and resorts or the hotel collection were either about the same as booking directly with the hotel for the same type of refundable rate, but also in the instance of the Canopy, it was actually $10 cheaper per night to book through the American Express Travel portal. And so, yes, it is definitely true that you could pay a significant amount more for certain hotels when booking through the Amex Travel portal. So that's definitely something to keep aware of, right? So when you're booking your hotels, when you're booking your vacation, you want to double check the Amex Travel portal, and you also want to check booking with the hotel directly, just to make sure that you're actually getting a decent amount of credits. And so that's, or a decent amount of, just to make sure that you're getting a decent rate for that room. So that's going to be very, very important. Okay, so let's get into the next one here. And this is going to be the and it's going to be the Resy credit. So the Resy credit here is $400 over the course of the year, $100 every single quarter. And so for those of you that are pretty familiar how to use Resy, basically there's the separate app called Resy, and then you use it to book certain hotel or certain restaurants, but you don't actually have to book those restaurants. You don't have to have a reservation at those restaurants in order to get the credit. You just use your gold card. In the past, that's what I have. And, essentially you get that credit, shortly after you leave. Now, you do have to be a little bit more deliberate about it because you have to use the platinum card for this credit to work. So you have to enroll in this credit, and then you have to use your card. And so that's kind of important to note. But $100 every quarter is not bad, especially when you think about some of the restaurants. Like, for example, in Orlando, my personal favorite is called the Ravenous Pig, whatever it is. And, that honestly, $100 per quarter, that'll cover a date night with me and the wife. My wife, not the wife. And so that's really solid. And so actually, free date night every, 4 times a year. Yes, I will take that. Thank you very much. But there are some enhancements here. And the enhancements are, first of all, is that there's now an option to be able to sync your Resy and your American Express account. So you can actually view and manage your reservations within the American Express app. And so that is really important. So if you want to cancel it or if you want to try to slide it back or something, you just have to actually do it in the American Express app now, which is really amazing. Now, there's also something called Platinum Nights by Resy. And so this program here gives you people special access to reservations on select nights at participating sought-after Resy restaurants through Platinum Nights by Resy. And so essentially, basically what this means is there's some nights where you'll have specific access to maybe more tables or maybe more experiences because you hold the Platinum card. And so, that's really interesting. So it's a great way to kind of enhance and kind of further influence how people access experiences through American Express travels. And so that's a huge one for me. Now, the next one here that we already kind of knew about is the $300 Lululemon credit. And so this Lululemon credit comes in the form of $75 every quarter. And you do have to enroll in that one as well. A lot of these you have to enroll in. So make sure you run through the app or the website and figure out which you actually need to enroll in order to be able to continue to use these credits. And so that is crazy. So Lululemon, you can actually use it directly. So you just have to use the Platinum card at checkout directly with Lululemon on the website or something like that, and then the credit should populate once you are enrolled. And so that's going to be really huge. And then, okay, so let's take a look at the entertainment credit. I want to take a look at the entertainment credit because, well, first of all, we haven't really expected much of a movement on this. So 2 things have been enhanced. So first of all, it's been increased. So it was $20 a month. Now it is $25 a month. But the amount of vendors that it applies to has increased as well. So you do still have Disney Plus bundle, ESPN Plus, Hulu, the New York Times, Paramount Plus, and Peacock. You also have the Wall Street Journal, YouTube Premium, and YouTube TV. And so YouTube TV can actually really kind of work. I mean, $25 off a monthly subscription to YouTube TV can, greatly impact a lot of people in a significant way. And so that's really huge. And so not only are you saving more money now, but you also can save them in more places. And so if you're not a Disney Plus person, your chances of being able to actually use this credit significantly went up. For example, this would pretty much mostly cover my YouTube Premium family subscription. So I pay YouTube Premium for me and my family. My wife is on that account as well as some family members. And so they get YouTube with no ads, and they also get access to YouTube Music, the whole 9 yards. And so, neither of us actually use YouTube Music. In theory, we have access to it. But yeah, so that is insane value. Now, what I also want to do is talk about the new credit that really no one even talked about or kind of knew existed or could exist. This is a $200 Aura Ring credit. And so this Aura Ring is kind of a fitness tracker that works as a ring on your hand. And so it's charging. It's supposed to be relatively waterproof, I believe. And, it has a couple of different things. But, one thing that is important to note, it does have a required subscription in order to be able to access a lot of the health features. And so that could be done. But you can actually get some of these Aura Rings are on sale for around $200 if you get the older versions. And so essentially what this means is per personal platinum card you have, you could get almost a free Aura ring, or if you want the newer one, heavily subsidized. I think you can get them for like 350, 400 or so. And so that's a pretty substantial discount. Now, let's take a look too. So the Global Lounge collection is still there, right? And the spending goals to have unlimited guests is also still present in my app, which means that if you're still kind of working towards that goal, or if you have met that goal, it doesn't look like that's going away. Now, the things that we need to talk about that have been kept are the $200 in Uber Cash, which is really great. It was theorized that this would go to a rideshare credit, and that would essentially mean that, basically it wouldn't work with Uber Eats. It would only work with Uber or Lyft or something, whoever their branded partner was. However, Uber Cash is great, which means that can actually sync up. So I have 2 gold cards in my platinum card. So every month on the first of the month, we get $35 in Uber Cash directly added to our account. And so that's huge. However, now you get Uber One credit. And so this is up to $120 annually. So you can sign up for the annual plan and then it just go through the whole thing in one fell swoop and get that for free completely for the year. Or you can do the monthly credit and it will also cover that as well. And so this is actually kind of a shift from the Walmart Plus one, which actually requires you to get the monthly subscription plan and not the annual plan. But with the Uber One membership, you can get the annual plan and it will code for this credit. And so that is huge. So we did the entertainment credit, we did the Lululemon credit, so the airline credit completely stays the same. Presumably the redemption options also will stay the same. We're going to test that out as we go as well. The Clear Plus credit is there. The Global Entry credit's there. Now, the one thing I'm disappointed about is the fact that the multipliers have not changed. And so the multipliers are strong if you spend on hotels through the portal or flights either through the portal or direct, at least for the personal platinum version, right? And then it's 1x everything else. And so that can be frustrating because I was hoping it was going to be a little bit more or a little bit more access to maybe a 1.5x catch-all or something. So I definitely won't be using my platinum card as much, but I still will have to use it a little bit for all these credits. Now, one thing that I have to note is that if you're looking for a way to, make sure that you're keeping track of all these insane numbers of credits, and you want to make sure that you're using the quarterly ones, the monthly ones, and the yearly ones at a timely manner, well, there's one app that I use for that, and that's called Max Rewards. Now, Max Rewards is an app that tracks all of your credit card accounts, and the free version allows you to kind of keep track of due dates and things like that. But if you get the gold version of the app, the Max Rewards Gold, essentially what this does is it allows you to automatically activate any offers that you have with Chase, Citi, with American Express, and all sorts of things. Now, it doesn't work for Capital One offers because that's more of a kind of a shopping portal way to activate each individual offer, but it does work for a lot of my cards. In fact, it also works for Wells Fargo has some offers. I think it works for Bank of America deals, things like that. And so basically what this does is it actually actively kind of activates each of your offers on each of your cards. And so, that's really nice. But also what it does is it tells you what's the best card to use based on what location you're on, if you enable your location while you're using the app. But it also does a lot of different things like keeping track of how many credits you've used so far. And it'll give you notifications of, okay, you have these credits left to use by a certain date. And so that's really solid. Now, if you want to try Max Rewards Gold, you can do so with a 7-day free trial or 3 months free off your annual subscription just by hitting the link in the description below. And so now that that's out of the way, let's get back into this. Now, we still have access to the Walmart Plus membership, and it looks like the Saks credit is still here, although it's not refreshing. And so I used the full $100 for this year for the Saks credit, but it's still kind of a line item on the app. So that's really nice. Now, as far as the hotel benefits, so the hotel benefits with the Platinum card, you still get Marriott Gold status, you still get Hilton Gold status, but now you get Leaders Club Sterling status from leading hotels of the world. And so essentially it sounds like this one. So leading hotels of the world, just by having a membership, it sounds like you get for access to free breakfast. But the Platinum, the Sterling status kind of lets you get more access to upgrades for rooms. And so, we'll see what actually this is useful for kind of moving forward, but that's really nice, right? Having access to interesting hotel program that you can use overseas when you're traveling. Seems to be really awesome. So that's solid. There's also let's see, there's a cruise privileges program that's the same. One thing that I did want to note, the $300 Equinox credit appears to still be in force. So it's still present on my app. It still has a little tracker. So you still have the Equinox credit, you still have the Saks credit, but you have all of these other credits. So it doesn't actually look like anything went away. Everything just kind of got a little bit more powerful, which is really solid. And so for $200 more, this card in my mind is a keeper. Now, in the coming days and weeks, we'll discuss, this card in reference to, say, the Chase Sapphire Reserve or the City Strata Elite and things like that. But I just wanted to get into the benefits here. Now, if you're someone like me who also has the business card, let's take a look here at the membership awards here. So now the multipliers have changed with the business card. It did have a kind of a catch-all multiplier at 1.5x on any purchase at more than $5,000, but it also had essentially a wonderful new essentially system where for certain types of purchases, like business related purchases, it would apply that 1.5x multiplier anyway, right? So that's nice. That 1.5x has increased to 2x. Now, it still has the same rules. So you have to spend anything above $5,000 goes on this card, which is amazing. And it still earns 5x only on prepaid bookings through the portal. So for airfare or hotels, it has to be through the portal, but it earns 5x. Now, the 35% airline bonus has been adjusted briefly. It's only now available on any flights with that particular airline that you select. Before, if it was first class or business class, it was for any airline. But now that's kind of been a little bit more limited. Now, the Business Platinum card has the $600 hotel benefit as well. So this is huge because it didn't used to be that way. It didn't actually have a Fine Hotels and Resorts or Hotel Collection credit at all. So this is an additional $600 in value just for the Business Platinum card. Now, if you spend $250,000 on the Business Platinum card in a calendar year, you get access to two things. And that is, first of all, the $1,200 Amex Travel online flight credit. And so basically, once you spend $250,000 on the card, you get access to that full amount of credits, which is crazy. You also get access to $2,400 in American Express 1AP statement credits. And so essentially this is a program for high spend businesses where you can actually create invoices and create instant kind of virtual cards for one-time payments and things for your business. It's a great way to kind of manage business expenses, and you get $2,400 off of that once you spend $250,000. I don't know what $2,400 gets you for that because I don't have a high spending business, but that's there, right? That's really nice. Now, the other things that are still staying the same, you still get the $200 airline fee credit. You still get the $200 Hilton statement credit. That's $50 every quarter. And then you still have access to the lounge program, and that's $75,000. You still get access to the Clear credit, which is great. TSA check, that one gets you the hotel benefits as well. Let me make sure I'm just not missing anything. The wireless service credit, the Adobe statement credit. Now you have to spend $600 in order to get $250 statement credit, which is nice if you're going to use Adobe. Now, personally for Adobe Creative Cloud, I use the Educator package because I'm a teacher, and so I won't spend that much, but it's there if you use it. There's also, let's see, the Dell Technology statement credit, $150 on any purchase on Dell for the year. And then if you spend $5,000, you get a $1,000 statement credit, which is nice. And so those are the American Express Business Platinum and the Personal Platinum cards. So one quick question, which one do you think is best? Which credit is best? Which credit do you think sucks? Let me know in the comment section below. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about everything. But anyway, thanks again for joining me, and I can't wait to see you guys until next time.